Right, man. New show this week. Are you excited? Subject is voice acting. Yes.
Why do you sound so different?
Well, why do you sound different?
Whatever, nerd.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome back.
All right. Feeling pretty good about this week. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Stop.
Did you sleep good? Did you have a good hearty breakfast?
Stop.
What is up, Internet? Did you guys have a great morning? We had a great morning.
Why are we asking? It's not like they're going to actually respond to us
They
verbally.
may prove him wrong. Prove him wrong, Internet. Yeah,
Oh,
I knew
is.
you could do it.
I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Did you guys,
Again.
Did you guys have a good breakfast? Get a good hearty breakfast? I had flapjacks. What did you have?
Raisins.
Yeah, but look what he looks like. I mean, you got flapjacks and then you got raisins, so...
What are you trying to say? I got raisins? I got flapjacks. You got raisins.
Raisins.
What are you doing?
Okay. I feel really good about this show.
We got serious business this week, buddy.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do, Steve.
Business?
Yes, we do.
Business that does not involve my raisins. Got you back.
Stop it.
First of all, before we get going with the topic of conversation and our mugs, we want to say a big thank you to somebody who's been pushing the last few videos we had, and that's Mr. Paul Rugg of Freakazoid fame.
Standout guy.
Yeah, man. He's pushed a couple of our videos recently. Just a big thank you to him, and a big thank you to any of the community that's a part of his Facebook that has found us through that. For any views you guys have had or any subscribers that have subscribed to us, huge thank you so much for watching.
Keep tuned in for a bunch of stupid stuff.
That's right. Oh, it's going to be so dumb. Well, let's say who we are.
Oh, I'm...
Who are you?
I don't know! I'm Fernando.
My name is Bishop. Welcome back to...
Whatever, nerd!
Yeah, this is Jay. I'm Steve. Hopefully you guys know who we are by now, but if you don't, welcome. As if this is your first episode of Whatever Nerd, we hope you enjoy it. We didn't even go over our mugs yet, bro!
Mugs.
Oh, these mugs. Batman mugs this week.
No, I got Batman.
Batman.
It's a Batman.
Batman.
And on this side, there's a Batman. Batman!
I don't know what this is. I burned my hand on it earlier because there's no real grip. I didn't know to grab.
He's got
it by the
abs
cape.
burned into his hands.
It's a good way to get some quick abs, you know. Got them biscuits up in there. I don't have a loaf. I got biscuits.
I got a loaf.
Yeah.
I got a dump cake.
This is derailing so fast. We try and structure it so well. We try and make less work on
write
Brent, but we
words
give
down.
him more. I got a dump cake.
Whatever, you made
What are you doing? So, anyway, speaking of Batman and fictional characters of the cartoon variety,
fictional.
this is a subject that's kind of near and dear to us. And, you know, again, going with Freakazoid and Paul Rugg, we kind of want to talk about, voice actors.
All kinds. Radio,
TV. I mean, man,
video games.
It's an awesome art. Jay and I'm in my 30s, and my very late 20s. No, I'm in my 30s. I'm proud of this. I still watch cartoons. I love cartoons. I know you love cartoons.
I love cartoons.
I think everybody at Whatever Nerd loves cartoons. Brent and Stevie, do you love cartoons?
I love cartoons.
I love them. They're fantastic. Man, I need to knock that off a little bit. I think I'm a little grandiose when I throw it in there like that. We're talking about not only some of our favorite voice actors, but
Influential.
Influential.
Influenza.
Some of the roles that they're known for, and kind of the art that goes behind it. I know I haven't had like any personal experience doing voice acting. It's a dream of mine. I love to.
Oh,
I know you
to.
and I are always doing voices all the time, man. And I know you've got a little bit of experience from.
Well, just a little bit of stuff on Tumblr.
But it's still cool though, and you know maybe.
I like to make voices.
You just
Yeah.
But we got our favorite voice actors and the people that influence us too. You know, and there's more to voice acting than just going in and recording
It's not
a bit,
going
making
in
a funny voice.
It's not going in and making a funny voice, recording, talking.
right.
It's you got to get in the frame of mind of that character. You got to become that character.
Right.
You gotta learn how to think how that character would think, especially if there's any kind of improvisation.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact that I've been given scripts to dry read before, and it's like I have no idea which direction to take this in, and especially I'm only using my voice. There's dozens of different ways I could read this.
When you do that though, I mean, do you have anybody that you kind of like pull from to use for like inspiration?
Brent, actually, I usually go for that guy right over there behind the camera.
That's right. Brent has wanted to downgrade from Lord to Overlord though. It's like bumping down from manager to assistant manager. He doesn't get called in quite as much.
Stuckies.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this inspiration you get from me.
Well, a lot of times, whenever I have, well, just he's a writer, he's a director. He knows he's really good about getting in the headspace of different characters and stuff. So, whenever I need to decide on which direction I need to read this in, whether I need this to be, a powerful lordly king sounding guy, or whether I want
Give me a king voice, Jay. Come on.
That's my kingly cough. Whenever I'm doing my kingly voice, I go for sort of a Kevin Michael Richardson sounding Lord Steve.
Yes, thank you.
With a little
Thank
bit
you,
of,
Sam.
little bit of
I appreciate
smom in there, or a scared little boy, which I'm not gonna do because
Sounds awkward.
That's just right.
so.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
We kind of had the same.
we did. But regardless, whenever I need advice on a direction to take something, I usually go to Brent.
Sure, man.
Whether that be drawing or doing voice stuff or whatever.
Well,
I'm not going to use that in the episode. I'm just going to keep that for myself.
just play it.
Gonna watch
It's
over
It's gonna be his ringtone.
At night, right before he falls asleep, he just plays it real
You have that
Put it on
gentle
repeat
sigh
and
before you
leave
go
it
to,
under his pillow.
before you enter the RIM process. It's like we were saying, a lot of people think voice acting is just going into a booth and then just saying your lines.
Doing a
and
funny voice and
Yeah.
reading your lines.
A good way to show the difference between that is voice acting, I think, also takes a good director. Like Andrea Romano, who is awesome. Most DC animated shows, especially Batman the Animated Series, she was just great at that. She could, really pull some emotions out of those actors. But a good, and Andrea did not direct this, but a good comparison between the same voice actor having two different directors is
I know where you're going.
all right, Peter Cullen, who
Yes.
voices Optimus Prime.
In almost everything.
The voice of Optimus Prime. I mean, he put so much into that character. And when you hear him in the original animated movie
Transformers
from the 80s,
the movie.
Transformers the movie, and they have some really good voice actors in that. And just to save on time, we'll just talk about Peter. But when he delivers those lines, like "one shall stand, one shall fall,"
Right.
it's just, man, it hits you. Or spoilers. The death scene, man, when he's talking to Ultra Magnus, there's weight to that, and it's traumatic to put that into.
Yes, I know.
We all cried.
Yeah.
We know.
Okay.
We boo-hooed.
Yeah.
It's fine. To go with that, though, you have the flip side when you have Michael Bay, who's directing Peter Cullen in a booth, where I think, and I don't know his process, man, but I think it was more or less, you're like, okay, go in and do this. Here, read these lines.
Yes.
There was no
Sound stoic and say this.
Yeah, and it
It's
was
the same problem they had with Transformers Prime.
Yeah, man. It's just that it lost a lot of feeling in it. So not only does the voice actor have to be talented and versatile, you got to have a good director with it. And they have some really great directors out there. It's not to take away from traditional actors, but voice actors themselves have their own process.
They're doing the same job as an actor. It would be like going out there and playing basketball, but you don't have hands.
Yeah.
It's like they expect you to do the same job as a traditional
Right.
actor with a more limited
Right.
means of doing it.
Um,
And not only the fact that also, especially with the rise of video games and extremely voiced video games, and especially games like Saints Row and stuff like with customizable characters. I mean, like, not only do they have to do, they do thousands of hours of different, they have to be able to react to everything. Not only is it for each voice having to record all the same lines, but you have grunts, you have, oh yeah, I did it, you have,
okay!
yeah. It's
No.
like, okay, now you just got hit in the chest.
Ah!
Now you just got hit in the chest again.
Ugh!
Yeah, see?
Let's kind of get into the voice actors, man. First up, let's
The
go.
illustrious Mr. Rugg.
Yeah, let's go over Paul. Paul, just how he did Freakazoid's voice, man, it was great. I mean,
Yeah.
it was so just.
Well,
off
he
the
was
wall
very
and-
versatile.
Yeah, and he also did some voices on Animaniacs. He did
Mm-hmm.
this Jerry Lewis type character,
Yeah.
and it was just really great.
And he did Dave the Barbarian.
He was on Dave the Barbarian.
He was on Dave the Barbarian.
Nice.
I quite like that show.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it.
We also were going to speak about one of my personal favorite voice actresses, Tress
yeah.
McNell.
Oh man,
She-
Tress is awesome.
Yeah, she has the best, probably my favorite voice.
Some of the things you may remember Tress from is, and I hope we're saying her name right, man.
Yeah.
I only read it in the newspapers and stuff,
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs. She was Babs Bunny in Tiny Toons. Excuse me. Mom on Futurama. Several assorted Simpsons voices. Crazy Cat Lady. She's got the best
she's got
old
this
woman voice,
She does.
and it's
My favorite voice of hers that she does is that sultry, smoky
Yeah.
voice. That was probably the first time I noticed a voice actor in several things, because I was like, that sounds like Babs Bunny when she's doing her,
her sexy
her voice. Yeah.
you have to have questions when you're that age too. That was a funny time. You're like, oh.
Billy West.
Billy West.
Billy West, best known for
Billy West.
Billy West Williams drinking a smooth Colt 45.
Ren and Stimpy, man.
He was Stimpy.
He was Ren and Stimpy.
No, he wasn't Ren.
He was Ren and Stimpy. I'm telling you, he's Ren and Stimpy.
I know you're telling me it, and I think it's wrong.
Well, you're wrong.
Fact check.
Fact check.
I don't need a fact check because I know it is the gospel.
Whatever. You'll
Gospel
be paying
of
me.
West.
You'll be paying me a fat check whenever you are wrong.
Billy West, Stimson, J. Cat, and Ren.
Bowen.
Hey, oh! Jay didn't know he did the voice of Ren and Stimpy. He's like, no, it's just Stimpy. Oh, it's just Stimpy. You're so stupid, Steve.
He was on Futurama.
Uh-huh.
Philip J. Fry.
That's right.
He's the red M&M.
He is
the red M&M. He's
Thank you,
been the
Brent.
red M&M since like 1996 or something.
Didn't he took over for several of the Looney Tune voices too, right?
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm kind of blanking on who he is right now.
One of your favorites, Maria Bamford.
Oh my gosh, I love Maria. Maria,
She has a lot of Tress McNell qualities to her voice.
she does, man. She's got the tiniest, like her real. It might not be a real voice. It has to be a real voice though. It's just so tiny and just like, it's just kind of almost a whisper and blah blah. But her stand up is hilarious, and her characters that she creates are hilarious because she goes from this kind of this quiet voice to this booming like very confident like businesswoman voice to she's been a wizard on Adventure Time, I think. She's hilarious. She's also she does Slime Princess on Adventure Time.
I love her voice.
I know it's like it's kind of weird because it's sultry.
It is sultry.
But she's a slimy blob, and you're like, I don't know if I should feel this way over there. It gets kind of awkward. But Maria, man, her stand-up's great, and
I'll have to check that out.
You will. She's great though, man. She's I enjoy a lot of the voices that she does. Okay, another one, kind of comedian turned voice actor.
Yep.
Phil Lamar.
We have personal experience with him.
We do. We saw him recently at the Tulsa Wizard World. Didn't really get to meet Phil Lamar because we were both very broke at the time.
We both got ran off from meeting with Phil Lamar.
You almost got to meet him though, but
I was like 2 feet away from his desk whenever his publicist was like, "Oh, do you have something for him to sign?" I was I just wanted to say hi.
And then you do this. You don't even say anything. You just go, ah, 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 ah! Did you do a Homer Simpson scream? Phil Lamar, though, man, he's great.
Hermes Conrad on Futurama.
Yeah,
Samurai
Jack. Thank you, Brenton. He was Samurai Jack. What I liked about Phil, though, man, I mean, he was another one of those guys that's very versatile. He could play this very nerdy character like Hermes, to being a very heroic character like Samurai. Well, and Samurai Jack, man. I mean, that shows the versatility there because that was even a completely different ethnicity. I think Samurai Jack was one of those shows that's underrated, and people kind of discover that more anymore.
It's coming back.
It is, Brent. It is coming back. And is Phil voicing him?
So far that's what I've heard.
He better be.
I think Phil Lamar is also the reason why Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern, not the Daily Show guy, but because that's
the real Jon Stewart.
The real Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, the Green Lantern from the Justice League cartoons.
He kind of boomed in popularity after the Justice League cartoon.
He added a lot of depth to that character and just the voice.
Oh, he went from being a Green Lantern I knew very little about to being, one of my more liked ones.
Yeah,
my favorite's still Kyle, but
Yeah, you're a Kyle Reiner guy. Yeah. Carl Reiner.
Carl Reinhold.
Kyle Rayner. He did such a good job with that character and being able to bring it to life. And I think that's a big reason why now, you have this debate for the Green Lantern movie, is a lot of people grew up with Jon Stewart as their Green Lantern. Right? Whereas I grew up with Hal being mine. And now they're going to do a Green Lantern Corps movie with, hopefully, it's rumored it's going to have Hal and John. I hope either Guy Gardner or Kyle will be in it, but that's another episode.
Because they put in tons of hours.
They do, and the reason why I bring
for very little very little gratitude a lot of times.
Right. I mean, it's like when Phil was here in Tulsa, and granted, Tulsa's not as big a market as some of the other places. We had a friend of ours, Sloopy McCoy. She's also done some voice acting. I wish she was on the show. Actually, she could have added a lot to it, but she was talking about because she was one of the folks helping Phil. She said that he didn't have a whole lot of people come by his table, and at one point he was like, well, I guess I'm just not that popular in Tulsa. And I just thought it was a shame because he's just done a great job,
and he's a super nice guy. Not to derail this, but another voice actor that I actually got to meet there was Charles Martinet, who's he was next door to Phil Lamar. And I got to meet him. He's the voice of Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, Wario, a lot of Nintendo characters. Yeah. And it was super cool meeting him. And he's a super cool guy. Like, he wanted to do poses in all the pictures and stuff.
Right.
And
he was very gracious.
He was very gracious and super tall. It's like, what the heck, man?
He's a big dude.
He was like 2 heads above me. My point is that we were there since before they opened that day. And I don't think I saw more than just 8 people in his line at most. Granted,
this was the last day of the con, but if you do go to any cons, if you see your favorite voice actor, I mean, really keep an eye out for these people because, I mean, a lot of us grew up with these people and they're still working out there.
You never know them.
Right. Even if you're not going to buy an autograph or buy a photo, tell them, hey, thanks for doing what you do. I know it means a lot to them, There's another guy on our list that I actually did get to meet, and you got to meet him as well, I think. It was we met him at Dallas Comic-Con, and he was at the Tulsa Comic-Con, but Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman.
He's
from the Batman the Animated Series.
He's the voice of Batman.
Yeah, I mean,
in like everything.
And that's another guy, man, that I think who added so much to that character and defined that character. The technique Kevin used between his voice for Bruce to his voice for Batman, which was really subtle. Yeah, because he's the first one who did that, really. I mean, Michael Keaton was just Michael Keaton, which I not to take anything away from those movies, but the fact that, and I think this is a combination of Kevin and again Andrea Romano. She really brought a lot to that, or he really brought a lot to that, and she helped really kind of refine that character. I think because he goes from Bruce Wayne to this very kind of this happy blah 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 to Batman, and it wasn't like. It wasn't like Christian Bale. Yeah, it wasn't that. It was just this.
What do you want to do?
Like that. And I think Christian Bale, he was the first live action actor to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did fine with it in Batman Begins, but then he took it and he did it overboard with the, and you know,
it's where it which you needed a lozenge the whole.
Yeah. So that all being said, Kevin, and he's done other things besides Batman, but to show just how important voice actors are, that I mean, he really helped kind of define that character, and
he's the reason the modern interpretation of Batman sounds like he does.
Exactly. I mean, I don't pick up a Batman comic without
hearing that voice. Yeah.
You know, so.
Tara Strong she's in everything.
You can't talk about voice acting without talking about Tara, man.
Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls.
Batgirl.
Wait, Batgirl?
She was Batgirl in Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
She's Raven from Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go.
She's the new Harley Quinn.
She's the new Harley Quinn from the Arkham games and then, further media.
Frank Welker, man. Mm-hmm. Frank Welker.
Everything.
The
fact that he can be Scooby-Doo, he can be Megatron, right?
Well, he wasn't the original Scooby-Doo.
Well, okay,
but he was Fred. And you take a guy like Fred, who's Frank.
Let's split up, gang. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so versatile, and just about you take that and then you put a character like Darkseid. He was Darkseid in the Superpowers cartoon, or even Dr. Claw, if you want to go with that.
Next time, Gadget.
There you go.
Next time.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that guy is Fred?
That's Fred.
No way.
We just dropped some knowledge on Stevie.
Dropping some truth
bombs.
I don't believe you.
That's right. Who is he on Futurama?
Is he Nibbler?
He is Nibbler.
He is Nibbler.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
The cool thing about Frank, though, is like just about every animal voice, whether it's a movie or a cartoon, if you hear an animal that's not just the canned dog barking or cat or whatever, it's probably him. Probably Frank Welker. There's a high percentage chance that's going to be Frank Welker.
He did tons of non-human, even
Santa's Little Helper, man. He does the voice of Santa's Little Helper on The Simpsons.
Well, and then he did, I think he did Parademons and several of the Justice League stuff, and just everything. Everything. He's everywhere,
and he's been doing this for I don't know since the late '60s, early '70s. I mean,
and still going strong.
And his voice is just.
He's spin on Frozen.
He's spin on. See, perfect example.
There you go.
Yeah.
But Frank, man, I think he really shaped that field, and
he did.
I don't know.
He shows what a human can do with their voice, really.
Yeah, and he's one of the most, if not the most versatile voice actor.
One that's not on our list, but I definitely want to touch on it, especially because I'm a huge weeb and I love anime, is Steve J. Bloom.
What's a weeb?
A weeaboo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's a weeaboo? I'm old! I don't know nothing about nothing. It's a disparaging
term for like a Japanophile.
Oh!
Yeah.
You mean one of those anime people.
Yeah, did you hear all those big words he pulled out just to avoid having to say anime fan?
He's Spike Spiegel. He's the main character from The Big O.
Yeah.
He's Tom from Toonami.
He was Tom?
He was Tom.
Oh, man. Wolverine.
He's the current Wolverine.
Yeah.
He's in everything, and he's in tons of video games. Has several background characters. He was one of the main characters in one of the Halo games. I'm wanting to say too.
Well, he's got that good voice, the kind of.
I'm a space marine. Oh, and one more. This is a personal one. Johnny Young Bosch, who was originally Adam on Power Rangers, the second Black Ranger, who was my favorite Ranger.
Yeah.
He did Vash the Stampede's voice.
Yeah.
And a lot of other stuff. Trigun is super great.
Say it for me, Jay.
Johnny Young Bosch.
Thank you.
Yes.
Has a really great band too. You should check that out, definitely. He's a really good musician. To kind of wrap this up, because I know there's a lot we didn't touch on, and there's a lot of great actors we didn't get to touch on. That it was really hard to kind of.
We can always do a sequel.
We always can. But in the meantime, before we do that, let's suggest one last guy I want to go
recommended readings, so to speak.
Recommended readings. But we got one more to go over. John DiMaggio. Johnny D. Bender himself from Futurama. And Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War.
He was a Joker.
He was. Oh man, he
he's
was
one of my
one of the
favorites.
he was
best.
such a good Joker.
He wasn't trying to be Mark Hamill's
He
Joker.
wasn't.
He was like, he's like, no, I'm a different Joker, and I'm gonna beat this guy to death with a crowbar, and you're gonna love me.
And he's very versatile. He's Jake the dog. He's all that. He can be all these great characters. But he's got, it's John DiMaggio. There's
He
not
has
a whole lot of
certain
hiding.
Well, it's the same thing with Billy West.
Yeah. But with his Joker, I was scared about that at first. I know I should be looking at the camera, but Brent's right here, and he's so pretty to look at.
We're gonna have to put a big paper cut out of Brent's head behind the camera.
When he did the Joker's voice, or when I heard that he was cast as that, I was kind of worried because I was like, man, I'm gonna know it's him. And I did know it was him, but he did such a good job of making it scary. It wasn't like Mark Hamill, and he just had this. It was funny, but it was menacing. It had a darkness to it where it was almost not funny. It's like when he's beating
Robin.
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd. Yeah, thank you, Brent. Where he's beating Jason Todd to death at the first of it with a crowbar. And it's like you quoted that. What was the quote again?
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was just this subtle, tell the big fella I said hello.
Yeah.
And he just walks out after beating this teenager half to death with a crowbar.
I think his Joker laugh at that point is really good.
It is, and that's where I was really impressed. That's when it had me. Because when you get the goosebumps, man, you get the goosebumps. If you want to know more about voice acting, John DiMaggio actually executive produced a documentary recently.
Fantastic.
It is great, man. It's called I Know That Voice.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it. If you can't find it at a store anywhere, find it
Netflix.
online. I don't know if it's still on Netflix,
Oh, really?
but it's out there.
I'm sure it's on something.
Right.
iTunes, Amazon Video, whatever.
And don't pirate it. Come
Yeah,
on,
don't be-
people.
Yeah.
Go buy it. It's
Don't
not
be a
much.
douche.
Yeah, these people they're trying to make a living too. But it's great because it goes. We didn't get to cover a lot of our favorite voice actors. This was really hard to get this list down to the way we wanted it to.
Sequel episode.
Exactly.
Sequel episode.
Sequel. Say what?
We'll see
I
if
said
we-
sequel. I said what?
We'll see if we can get Rob Paulson to make an appearance.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't tempt me.
That would be awesome.
Right?
That would be a personal dream.
Right. But I Know That Voice is just a really great documentary. Go watch it. It's got tons more voice actors in it. They
And
talk about
you-
their process. They tell you a lot better. They tell you a lot more about it than what we could.
Yeah.
Because
they
they're in
lived
the thick
it.
of it. They live it, and it's just it's a dream for you and I. Funny. Recently, I'm trying to get my academic calendar and everything,
going.
my career and everything like that kind of situated, and I visited with a counselor recently, and they didn't know how to react, and they're like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I kind of want to be I want to be a cartoon. And they're like, oh, you want to draw cartoons? No, no,
Be a cartoon.
I want to be a cartoon. And then it was just this.
And whenever I would watch that cartoon, I'd say, "What a cartoon!"
You want to
That reference.
Good Lord, JP.
So it was 10 minutes of
Oh, I see.
you want, and then they would finally understand I wanted to be a voice. I wanted to do cartoon voices.
And then they would say, "Why didn't you just say us that before? You clearly know what it's called."
Go check out the documentary. I Know That Voice. It's great.
You will say that many times during the.
You will. You're gonna you will be surprised. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, I think we're wrapping this up.
We are wrapping the. Put a little bow on it.
Yeah. So, getting ready to bring in our boy Brenton Sides to talk about what we're
B-sides.
into this week.
Whatever we're into this week.
It just went. Bleh.
All right. So, what we're into this week?
Yeah.
What are we into this week?
What are we into this week? You go first.
Let me think. Yeah. All right. So, what we're into this week?
What we're into this week?
So yeah, what we're into this week. You guys want me to start?
Yes.
Uh,
More than anything.
documentaries, and it's not what everybody else has been into in that whole making a murderer thing. No.
What?
Yeah,
are you talking
it's a
about?
very popular Netflix documentary
It's
series.
fantastic. Watch
Is it?
Stevie knows all about it.
Anyway, I like to go a little bit lighter. There is a documentary about the creator of Community and Rick and Morty, co-creator of Rick and Morty, Dan Harmon, and it's called
Harmontown.
Harmontown. Thank you,
Yep.
Brent. It's I was kind of apprehensive about watching it at first because I was like, man, I don't know how this could go one way or another. It could be really funny and entertaining or kind of depressing. But man, it's
a little both.
It is. Well, I mean, no, it's cool seeing somebody who wants to make people happy, and that's really what his goal is to. I mean, and I think it would be a lot of our audience. It's to talk to people who are kind of outside of the social norms and give them entertainment, and it's just great. So give it a shot if you can. Check it out. It's called Harmontown, and he also has a podcast. That's kind of where it all started, but it's on Netflix. Check it out. Find it on Amazon, wherever you can find it. Just check it out. It's a good little hour and a half.
It's a fun time.
It is.
I got it on my queue.
What are you into this week, man?
I made a lot of New Year's resolutions this year, and it's not to be so close to you. I'm sorry.
Why do you push me away? Why do you push me away, man?
But on the nerdier side of things, finally trying to catch up with all of these shows that I have been missing.
Yeah.
Like
Daredevil?
I've watched Daredevil. I loved it.
Good.
I'm still on season 1 of The Flash. Saw the second episode.
Nice.
Still like it.
So you're working your way up there.
Yeah. Let me finish. I've seen 3 or 4 episodes at this point of Jessica Jones, which I really like. Don't watch it with your family though, because they won't invite you back next Christmas.
When Luke Cage shows up on that show, you know it's time to fast forward a little bit. The children in the room. There's so much doing it on that show.
And they're not shy about it.
Doing it.
Maybe I need to start watching.
I keep telling you!
We had a little Flight of the Conchords moment.
We did.
Didn't we? There are angels in the clouds.
And they're doing it.
It's James' turn now.
James, what are you into this week, buddy?
So much.
What you got going on there, partner?
Being tall.
Yeah. Well, how did you grow? You grew like... Is it just mine and Brent's posture, or did you literally grow?
It was a growth spurt.
He's been eating those Mario mushrooms again. Folks at home, I said he's been eating those Mario mushrooms.
They make me feel super, alright?
Who taught you how to do this?
You, alright? I learned it from watching you.
I'm sorry. You guys ever had one of these cries? You are so mean to me.
I just got an Xbox One.
Yes,
So I've been playing lots of games on that. Been playing
nice,
some
man.
Battlefield.
Hey, up top.
So I've been playing a lot of games. Been playing some Battlefield. Been playing
Yeah.
some blah, blah, blah. What I really wanted to talk about this week is a couple of... I am, by the very loosest definition of it, an artist. And
Come on.
I follow a lot of artists on Tumblr, on various social media, and I just wanted to highlight a couple and give a shout out to what I've been into on that lately.
So we're in the shout out portion of the show now.
Shout out, dog. Shout out.
Jenny Park, that's her real name. On Tumblr, she's known as A Sunny Disposition, and she does great stuff. I actually bought, at Wizard World, the last convention we went to, I bought 3 of her prints, and I love her art. She does a lot of lineless stuff.
Right.
And then the other one is a really famous one. Draws one of my favorite comics right now, Batgirl, Babs Tar.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Her Tumblr name is Babs Draws.
That's awesome.
And she does tons of super great art, and I really love it.
That art style is great.
I listened to an interview with her on a podcast not too long ago, and they talked about whenever they debuted the new Batgirl's design, apparently through like the official Doc Martens store or whatever, yellow Docs in ladies' sizes were sold out because it was so people wanted to cosplay it like now.
That's cool.
And I love her costume in that.
It's
super
great, and it's practical, and it's not...
And functional.
It's
and just...
functional. It's just, man. Yeah, functional. Thank you, Brent.
And Grayson in her art style looks a lot like Archer.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my shout outs. That's who I wanted to talk about this week.
Awesome, man. Well, we're going to wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
So we got social medias. Go check them out. Tumblrs.
Tweetsels, Facebook,
Instagram,
Instas,
Vine.
Vines, yeah, man.
Zanga.
Follow us on there. If you have any suggestions for any shows that you would like us to talk, or subjects that you would like us to talk about, please leave them in the comments below.
Tweet us.
Tweet us. Tweet us.
Tweet us.
It's a band.
At PJ Randall. At Red Wolf EV. At
B-Sides
B-Sides the Point. No, dang it. Dang it! Ding dong
You
ding.
failed!
Can't get nothing right anymore. Thank you for watching this week. We'll see you next time.
Say goodnight, Steve.
Good night. Give him one for me, Brent. Here, take this and just give it to him. Oh, he's dead.
You hit.
The closer right there. That's like you put after the cut.
I'm not gonna. Oh, we have fun.
Okay, Stevie, help me out because
Ow!